Anne Marie Slaughter is a unique person in American politics, in American business life, having been an academic and a person who worked in the American government and now running the New America Foundation. And she, at a very important time, you know, she came out with an article about can women have it all. At the same time, Sheryl Sandberg was coming out with her book, Lean In. And the sexy thing to do in the press was to make them clash, when actually they really weren't disagreeing very much. But it's a big question, can women have it all? And I think she's come a long way in her thinking about that the only way women can have it all is if men can have it all too together. You know, they can split the bacon, so to speak, and how we are in our society going to make our policies, our health and wellness policies in our companies support both the husband and the wife and the family, so that people can live a fulfilled life, not have to give up one thing for another. Doesn't mean that you have to, from time to time, balancing act. And I think she really, from the time she wrote the article and the time I first met her to the time she came to our class, I think she'd come in actually a really interesting place in this. And that's really what I think brought out the male students as well, to see that they could make a contribution to a balanced, they had to make a contribution in order to have a balanced family life, that there was no other way really, unless everybody was 50-50 or 60-40 or 70-30 sometimes, but in the end, it has to all balance out. I thought she was a great speaker. We were really lucky to have her on campus.
She was amazing. I think she was one of the most popular speakers that we had. The students really, I mean, her message really resonated with them. Even undergrads who when they talk to me, aren't thinking about kids and family, but still, they really connected with her and her message. And her delivery was amazing. She drew in the students. And I think they got a whole lot out of that. And a different way of thinking about work-life balance. I think when people usually hear talks about this, it's how can you balance it all versus how can we make all of this work and help me progress in my career and do what I want to do. If I want to stay home, we can figure out how to do that. If I want to stay at work, we can figure out how I want to do that. And I think that was important.
I really liked the way she described a person's career, in like a curve of your life, that there's so many years you're going to used to work from 25 to 65, but now you're going to work from 25 to 85 or 95. How many careers could you have in that time? And do you always have to be on the up? Can you sometimes be going up and then coming down and then going back up again? And thinking about your life more in those kinds of waves, then everything has to be constantly on an upswing, moving at an incredibly fast pace where there's no time to enjoy the other things that you value in life, like your children and their activities and the things that they need in their life. And you just never know when something might need you more than another, like a parent or a child. I thought that her perspective on that was very good for the students, because it's a new way to look at it. You're going to have a really long time to do all the things you want to do, and you may not want to do something 50 years from now that you started out to do now. You want to be a lawyer now? That's fine. Maybe you'll be an accountant later and an artist in this third part of your life. But it's all possible if you look at your life in those kinds of chunks. I think she even used that word as chunks.
Yeah, I think you're right.